Three cheers for the red, white, and blue. Can you please include that? All right, today we're going to make a patriotic centerpiece for perhaps you'd like to have a party for the 4th of July or Memorial Day or any number of American holidays. Perhaps a president's birthday. Perhaps you're taking a trip to Washington, D.C. That's my favorite city, by the way. I just love going there and walking the streets. I feel like it's very inspirational. I think I might go there sometime and just make some flowers. So I'll invite you if I do. I'm going to start by using Elaeagnus, which is a type of wild olive. This stuff grows, the place where I've seen it the most was when I was in the Outer Banks earlier this year. It was everywhere. And I am going to use that to get my base set up. To set up my base, well, I went a little bit out of order, but let me take this out. So I like to go in a triangle just to get things started with a long, a short, a medium. Then go back up there and put one tall. I'm creating space for the rest of the ingredients to rest. Kind of deciding if this is going to be like a long and low or have tall points, or, just kind of seeing where the ingredients take me. Sometimes I plan where I want to go first and then pick the ingredients based on that. And then sometimes I do it the other way. I like to just see where things end up. So that's kind of the nice thing about today, because I can just choose and take you along with me. Kind of a nice refresher after you've been doing things that are more scripted, like if you have to decide what you're doing for a wedding or an event or something. Kind of nice to just see what happens. So that's where I am with my shape. In the back here, I'm going to add just a little bit more in the back so that I can balance this out back here. Just needed a little bit coming in this way because it was leaning forward. We'll pop that in there. Next thing I'm going to do is go in here and cover this area with some like lower foliage. And I like this to be a different shade and also a different shape when possible. So this is like a little bit bigger, different texture. This is celosia. Different kind. We had some peach in another lesson. So this is the red kind. We're gonna go right in here pretty low. And we're gonna cover up this area in here where the bowl is and prepare to add some flowers. So I'm still going around kind of in a little bit of a triangle just to get started. And then you can jump out and go crazy. Sometimes if I have like a lot of different greens I'm using, I like to use like one kind of green on one side and then one kind of green on the other side. But this whole way of getting your base established, I think is really important, regardless of whether you're using like the same ingredient again and again or you're using the same one. I want to take this a little bit high here to reach up and hang out with that for a little bit, but gotta go back down low and do the work of the celosia, which is to cover up the base. You can see I'm just trimming from the same piece several different pieces, and I'm tucking away that piece that I cut out in there deep inside the arrangement so that you won't see it. Okay, let's do maybe 3 more pieces just to get some good coverage down there. Okay, like that, like that. Just need to put a little bit more back here. I have a little bit of an opening. So put some more in there. Great. So that solution, I'm gonna save a little bit in case if I want to come back and add some more later. The next thing I'm gonna add is a flower that will cover the base of the arrangement. So this is going to go after the solution. It's going to go nice and low. This is a variety of hydrangea that blooms earlier in the year up here. So a lot of times the temptation is to start going high with your flowers, but you really want to keep these deep. They all have to do their job, right? And you could bring some of them out, you know, longer if you wanted to. If you wanted to show it off, you could bring it out more, but the main reason why I chose these was for that purpose, so of coming in low. So anyway, I have this one left over. I'm just going to keep it. I might bring it out. Well, let's just do it and then take it out later if we need to. Okay. So we're kind of just carrying the carpet out here a little bit. Next, I'm going to add, see, I'm having this thing where I can't decide between these two, and I think it's cool to go with both of them. So I'm going for it. We'll see where we end up. This has a lot of different names. It's cute. Gooseneck, sometimes Veronica is what you ask for wholesale. There's just a bunch of different varieties. It's all pretty similar. Similar shape and everything, so it gets interchanged a lot. Now I'm going to use this to follow the main shape that I started. Take some color out long, because the purpose of this one is to reach. Everything has a purpose. Each person has a purpose. Each time, the season, foods have different purposes. Kind of fun to think about how different everybody is. It's a good thing. Okay, so these are my stripes. I'm gonna add some stars in a little bit. All right, I think I just have one more, and I want to put it, you can see everything's kind of out far, and I want to add one that's a little bit closer in to the base. Actually, let's put them back here. Perfect. Didn't like that place. Okay, gonna go for the foxgloves next. These serve a similar purpose, but I think I can mix them all right because they're two different sizes. So similar shapes, and they both have like many different, many flowers on a stem, but since the foxglove are really big and those are smaller, I think we can all work together and be in a happy place. Sometimes if you're making something and it doesn't look right, check the sizes and the shapes, because you might be competing. That can throw you off sometimes. Okay, I'm just going to focus this in on the left side of the arrangement. I'm going to do something different on the other side. This is Nicotania, and it comes in, I've seen this in a smaller size, which is actually what I prefer. This is big, and honest to goodness, it is so hard to manage. It's heavy, and how it sits is a little bit tough to manage, so you just have to be careful with it. But the other variety that I really like to use is just much smaller, and it droops over completely, and it's just really sweet and fun. I love it so much. But yeah, these are just a little bit heavier and harder to manage, so just kind of have to maybe edit them a little bit. Like, actually might just take that off so I can kind of plan where this bloom will go. So these are the stars in the Stars and Stripes arrangement. I was at Chick-fil-A a few days ago, my usual granny meals. And anyway, Buster and I, we were eating our sandwich, and there's this really sweet man that and he was older, and I was waiting on something, and he said, "Come over here and sit down." And so anyway, I went over and sat down, and he told me all about how he served in the military for, well, between him, his son, and his grandson, I think it was 93 years combined. And it was really fun to listen to him and hear his story. Okay, so I have stars in there. I'm going to put one more back here. See how I don't have any there? I'm going to add that. Okay. Now, I have these red lilies. I think I'm going to add that in next so I can get an idea of how this will all finish out. Just have one prize lily. So don't cut it too short. Okay, that's where that's gonna go. Ooh, golly, I think I'm getting some bug bites. Another fun part of this time of year, those lousy mosquitoes. All right, this is bee balm. Real fun one. This one grows, oh man, my mom grew this in the yard growing up, and it blooms here in Boone right around the 4th of July along the parkway where we live. Just saw it out today. Okay, so I'm gonna make like a little line down the back of my arrangement with these, and I have one prized zinnia, so that'll be my little focal moment over here. I'd love to have more than one or a bigger one, but sometimes you gotta work with what you got. So that's what we're doing. Fun. Okay. This bothers me. It looks like it's just like hanging out here because the stem, so I'm gonna just tuck it in to go more along that line that I started out originally. That's a little bit better. Okay, my one zinnia. Gonna tuck it in back here. Oh, I don't know, guys. I wish I had a few more. I'm not gonna go for it. I'm just gonna do, this is just gonna kind of be the back. But see how they all are about like a very similar size? Just looks weird. So put that in a bud vase somewhere. Okay, have some blue to add in. This is delphinium. Friend Lee grows this. You can get this pretty easily wholesale too. I think it's a really sweet blue. It's hard to find a true blue in the flower world. A lot of times you've probably experienced the frustration of the wholesaler sending you something that they said was blue, but actually it was very purple. It's hard to find true blues in the flower world very often. So, but I think delphinium's a good one. And then I have forget-me-nots today as well. Just want to not forget all of the people who have served and the families who have supported them and have also served a great deal. So this one's for you guys. And I was trying to kind of keep like the shapes of all the flowers whenever I was setting out for this one to be, like I don't have a, you know, a big round peony or anything in this arrangement. Well, it would be nice and it would look pretty, but I wanted to keep everything like stars and fireworks and things like that. Okay, so we have a little blue moment going on over there. And I'm gonna finish it off. Well, maybe I might add some Queen Anne's. Queen Anne's will probably be, I'm just going to put one of those down in here since I don't have a more zinnias. It'll be all right. Put a little trio of 3 of them back there. And we'll punctuate the little line of 3 with one more up there. Balance things out. Okay. And then the last one, the forget-me-nots. I like to group these together since they are so little, to put a little handful of them together. Put them in as a team, this little group. And while I'm here getting bit by a lot of mosquitoes, I'll be happy to tell you about my favorite mosquito repellent. It is by Burt's Bees, and it's in a little green, has a little green label on it. It smells good. I don't mind the smell, and I get bit a lot And it really works better than DEET or anything like that on me. So if you're one of those poor people that just gets eaten alive, I think I'm going to regret this arrangement. But not regret it. But I think I am going to be very itchy next few days. Love you guys. Okay, that's my patriotic arrangement. I'm gonna put one more back here, then I'm gonna call it a day and run for my life. Okay, there you have it. Wishing you all the best and lots of success.